Rimward from Here, Episode 8. In this episode, I'm going to do something that my mother drilled into me never to do, so that makes me feel a little uneasy off the top. What horror am I about to unleash? I'm going to brag a little about our game. Mom always said if you needed to brag about something, then you weren't doing that something for the right reasons. She has something of a point, but I believe her interpretation applies to things like charity far better than games. For games, I'm more inclined to go with, it ain't bragging if it's true. I'm going to talk about the things that set us apart from the absolute mass of visual novels out there today. The first thing I'll mention is our setting. The Twilight Sector has been around for a long time. Myself and others have been adding to it for 27 years now. TerraSol Games as a company has been around for 15 of those years. You know that if you keep up with our socials, the advantage that provides our setting is a vast, well thought out backdrop that provides a feeling of believability to our stories. World building has always been the thing I love best about tabletop role-playing games, and that is what birthed the Twilight Sector setting. Setting leads directly to story. If you crafted a great setting, then you will have plenty of raw material for great stories. And here is a little bit of the bragging that will have my mom turning over in her grave, but I'll illustrate the point. One of the primary characters in this story is Sybil Marr. I created Sybil somewhere around 1998 as an authoritative source for my tabletop players to draw on. Another is Talia Mason. She was first described in 2011 in a book we published called Shipbook Myriador. The Myriador is a class of ship, one variant of which just happens to be the Rosalind Franklin. The events of this story happen shortly after those in our published adventure Beyond the Open Door. Sometimes this stuff just writes itself. Writing is another of our strengths. Here's where I'm most in peril of disappointing Mom. I'm going to assert I just may have a little more experience than the average visual novel writer. There, I said it. That experience and the fact that most of it has come from writing about the Twilight Sector setting, I think is a distinct advantage for our AVN. Speaking of AVNs, the A stands for adult, and The Adventures of the Rosalind Franklin is without a doubt an adult visual novel. But in our case, the A could also stand for audio. Our visual novel is fully voiced, so maybe it should be called an AAVN, Adult Audio Visual Novel. And it isn't just voiced, we have some absolutely fabulous actors involved. I'm a big fan of audiobooks, and use them to fill in the boring bits of life, grocery shopping, driving somewhere, stuff like that. So being able to combine audio and visual into one thing seemed an obvious choice for me, if I could pull it off at least. Again, at the peril of upsetting Mom, I'm going to say that we have done an exceedingly good job of it. The culmination of all this is that we've created a visual novel with unique characters who look and sound like individuals. They have their own goals and desires, which you'll come to understand as you play the game. They inhabit a coherent story that follows from a logical and well-conceived world. If science fiction is the genre you enjoy, I would dare to say you don't want to miss playing the adventures of the Rosalind Franklin. Till next time.